It is expected to be a landmark outcome for Malawi and South Africa when Malawian High Court in Lilongwe, presided over by Magistrate Viva Nyimbe, proceed with a much anticipated extradition hearing of Prophet Shepherd Bushiri today. Prophet Bushiri and his wife and the state of South Africa will know by the close of day if the couple will be extradited back to South Africa to face charges of fraud, theft, and money laundering. The process of extradition began when the couple fled South Africa in last November whilst on bail, citing safety concerns and the injustices meted out to them as the main reason.
I feel my life is not safe in South Africa. So many times I've had attempts of assassinations. I feel my life and my wife's life is not safe. I wouldn't want to die while my name is not cleared. This is the reason why I decided to come to Malawi. After all the attempts I've mentioned, that I tried all those attempts to my power and my strength to be heard by all relevant authorities in South Africa, I was not heard.
A few days after their escape, South Africa promised to get Bushiri and his wife extradited back to South Africa after authorities were informed of their escape.
This man has broken the law in this country. She has left illegally in this country. And I don't think it is his space to put in demands on the South African government. We have afforded him a process in court to go and clear his name. She has been granted bail, of which he has actually abused. The courts have afforded him a bail and conditions. She has violated those conditions, and she cannot then ask the South African government to interact with him via the platform that he chooses. He must come back to South Africa and face the full might of the law.
Even the President of the Republic did not mince words.
Well, the Bushiri matter has been very concerning to all of us, and I'm waiting for a report, a detailed report on the whole Bushiri saga, which I will get, and we will then see what action needs to be taken. It should never have happened the way it did, and so either tomorrow or so I'll be getting a report.
Legal analysts have since made it clear that the process of extradition won't come that easy for South Africa.
I think it's going to be a lot of long months or even years before the couple are extradited to South Africa. So it's not as simple and straightforward as it looks. There's a whole legal process. There's a whole process that is to play out before they are extradited to South Africa.
It's not up to the South African authorities at all to extradite him. You can request the extradition of Reverend Bushiri from Malawi, but it's up to the Malawian authorities to decide whether they're going to surrender Reverend Bushiri to the South African authorities. It's up to the Malawian authorities in terms of Malawian law to decide what to do, not up to the South African authorities at all. So we will see how the machine of justice starts working in Malawi, and Reverend Bushiri has the right to protect his own interests in terms of whatever extradition legislation Malawi has adopted domestically. Nothing to do with an extradition agreement, although an extradition agreement exists. The South African Development Community Protocol on extradition. So it really depends on what the Malawian authorities are going to decide to do at the end of the day.
South Africa is seeking to draw a leaf from the SADC protocol, which could assist its cause.
We also got a bilateral treaty between Malawi and South Africa. So our legal basis is based on two premises. The one is the bilateral treaty that we have with Malawi, and the other one is the regional treaty that we have as part of SADC countries. So our legal basis to request for extradition is very, very sound in law. And I, with due respect, I don't know how Malawi will get out of this. The legal basis is very solid.
But Bushiri's lawyer has a different opinion to this.
The SADC treaty to be brought to a test within the Malawi judicial system, because the mere fact that we signed that treaty does not automatically mean that it is part of the laws of Malawi. According to our constitution, it's supposed to be domesticated under section 211 of the constitution. So perhaps when this matter goes to court, that should be one of the arguments which perhaps the lawyers will have to tussle, whether the SADC protocol, the SADC treaty is part of the laws of Malawi, which can be used for purposes of extradition in this particular case. Beyond that, beyond the SADC treaty, there is an Extradition Act, which governs all sorts of extraditions in Malawi with regard to countries which have got arrangements when it comes to extradition.
But we don't have to be negative. It's the same law also that can allow that the Bushiri'S be extradited. And if it does, we will extradite them. The same law, if it informs us that they cannot be extradited, if it does, we will also not be able to extradite them. So it's about the law. It's not about this government. It's not about any individual. It's not about any amount of anger or any amount of emotion or pushing. It's all about the law. We're just going to follow the law.
Whatever happens, it will all come down to one judgment that will alter the fate of the two nations.